Good, happy Monday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's get started. First up, building collapse after major fire breaks out in Portsmouth. Let's take a listen to this video in this report. Monday afternoon, I'm Riley King, and welcome to your news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's get started. Building collapse after major fire breaks out in Portsmouth. A massive fire overnight in downtown Portsmouth leveled a building and raised fears that a second one could collapse. The fire was reported about 12:30 a.m. at the State Street Saloon near Market Square. Fire Chief Stephen Archels said that for the first time in his memory, a general alarm was sounded, bringing in firefighters from 44 New Hampshire communities along with Massachusetts and Maine. People were rescued from the third floor of the building, but concerns remained that there could be more people trapped inside. By 10 a.m., officials said everyone was safe. Crews entranced the building during the fire to try to determine if anyone was inside. Part of the building collapsed about an hour and a half into the fire. The flames spread to a neighboring building, but officials confirmed later in the morning that the building was still structural sound. No firefighters were injured in the collapse, but a firefighter who was hit by a hose suffered a shoulder injury. The cause of the fire is being investigated. Archels said there are reports that there might have been a fire in the alley behind the saloon before the fire was spotted inside by a saloon employee. Eversource shut down power to a large part of the downtown area because of concerns that active wires could fall on the fire equipment and electrify them. Power was restored to all but about 77 customers by noon Monday. An area of Court and Pleasant Street remained blocked as the investigation continued. 14 units were evacuated during the fire. 4 families were being helped by the Red Cross, and volunteers said they would remain in the area to make sure people get the help they need. The Red Cross said that anyone who needs help can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Residents said they were shocked by the fire and building collapse. Shambu said she lived in the city all her life. While she was sad to see the building destroyed, she said she's trying to stay positive. The State Street Saloon has been around for more than 30 years. Buddy Heathaway of Portsmouth said that's where his parents met. In addition to the damage on State Street, workers pumped out water used in firefighting efforts from a stretch of buildings on Pleasant Street. And that does it for my news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, and there you go on that report. Investigators ID bones found in Dedham as missing woman. Let's take a listen to this video from WCPB Boston.
I've been block printing since I was 5 years old. It's how I got into design and art. This was something that got inspired by textiles. And as we started to put the bedding and the linens together, we thought, why not take the inspiration and art from the block prints and do it on mini bowls and plates? Pottery Barn is such a fabulous reflection of the American lifestyle. And the American lifestyle celebrates so many different kinds of arts and cultures and heritage.
Were found in a 50-yard radius out here in this wooded area last week near the Brookdale Cemetery. Now that person has been identified as 22-year-old Susan Anyanwu Corbin, who was last seen in February of 2016. Investigators say after the press conference they held last week, someone recognized her jewelry and helped identify her. The district attorney says Anyanwu Corbin was born in Nigeria and came to the U.S. several years ago and has addresses in Dorchester, Roslindale, and Boston. He also says the information they have at this point does not establish there was or wasn't foul play involved. Now they're asking for anyone who worked with her or knew her to help them piece together where she was in the days and weeks leading up to her disappearance.
A couple of people have confirmed that they, had conversations or sightings of her, and then it kind of falls off. And so that's why we don't know exactly when she was disappeared, but we know the period of time that we want to focus on. That's why we need the public's help. I mean, tell us when you last saw her.
And he says they do not have a cause of death at this time, but if you have any information that can help, you're asked to call the Dedham Police Department. Live in Dedham, Diane Cho, WCVB News Center 5.
To Hopkinton now.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Boy hit by car while riding bicycle in Gray. A driver hit a boy who was riding his bicycle in Gray Monday afternoon as a result of an ongoing feud, according to Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. Investigators said John Terrell, 18, swerved toward the boy while he was riding on Fairview Drive. One of Terrell's front tires hit the bicycle's rear tire, causing the boy to fall off. The boy was taken to Maine Medical Center in Portland with minor injuries. Terrell was issued a summons for reckless conduct. Stocks wave as energy rises 1%. Geopolitical tensions remain. U.S. equities closed fractionally higher on Monday amid geopolitical tensions while investors looked ahead to the start of earnings season. Several gunshot victims reported at California school. 3 people are dead, including a teacher and an 8-year-old student, in an apparent murder-suicide at Santa Barbara, California Elementary School Monday, according to police. The suspected gunman was identified as a 53-year-old Riverside resident, Cedric Anderson, who went to North Park Elementary School armed with a .357 revolver and opened fire on his wife, 53-year-old Karen Elaine Smith, said Santa Barbara Police Chief Gerard Bergeron at a press conference Monday afternoon. And now let's take a look at your weather for tonight. Your weather for tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows in the low to mid-50s. For Tuesday, sun and clouds, and warm, highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy skies with a passing T-storm, possible lows in the 50s. And now let's take a look at your traffic. And a quick look at your traffic right now. We're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a few yellow and red spots near the Manchester area. Otherwise, your traffic is moving pretty good on your Monday evening. And that is it for your news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Have a great rest of your night. Bye, everyone.